small locomotive over to the right. Those guys were working there the last day of 1913. This picture is over in Sunbury, Ohio. This was on the CC and the CCC&A over there when it was. They had some N&W cars. You can see that this probably dates in the 1920s. I would say late 20s, early 30s would be. They're loading stone over there in Sunbury. Here we go. Now we're getting into some streetcars. There's a dinky. There's a dinky. This is on North Sandusky Street. This is where Shelley Belly's is right now. This is where Chase Bank sits here. Creative Foundations occupies this building. Joe and Linda Diamond own that building. So this is the west side of North Sandusky Street. Obviously, in the wintertime, look at the horses and buggies, and there goes a little Delaware dinky with revenue passengers up there. And this says M. Franks and Son. I can't quite make out the rest of it, but my guess might be it was maybe Harry Frank's ancestors. Many of us remember Harry Frank around town, and I just happened to bet. That's it. There's another shot of a couple of Delaware. Yeah, there's another M. Frank and Sons clothiers. This is in the center block. This is where the Hamburger Inn is today. Back when I was growing up in the 50s, F.W. Woolworth was in this building right here. Some of us remember F.W. Woolworth. And this is where the People's Store was, which is now an antique. Metal Coffee still owns that building and it has an antique store in there. But there's a couple of Delaware dinkies on North Sandusky Street. This is a great shot. This is looking northeast. This is the intersection of William Street and North Sandusky Street. This was the CD&M Interurban Station right here. That's where the L&K sat for years, which is now a coffee shop, I think. Bean, I think. Yeah. Now, I don't have a pointer, but here's a Delaware dinky car. Here's a CD&M car, larger car. A car over here, this would have been the Delaware Magnetic Springs and Ridgewood car that was loading up and ready to go, probably to turn north after these cars went through. Oh, pointer. Oh, there's my pointer. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Hey, if I can figure out how to use it. Hey, look at that. My wife would be so proud of me tonight. But that's the Delaware station. That building is gone. But looking north on Sandusky Street, there's the Seventh-day Adventist Church up there. And these buildings all still exist here. And but look, the streets have not been paved yet. My guess would be 1890s would be probably the vintage of that, because there was electric power, but the streets were not paved yet. So probably
another interesting thing about that photo is all those cars.
Yeah.
I understand every telephone in town had to have its own pair of wires from a central.
Wow.
There were 5 years.
So that's why those lines. Okay, thanks, Roy.
Probably had 10 or 14 wires.
Look at that. Okay. I love this shot. This is a Delaware dinky car, either coming across, probably coming across going westbound. This is the bridge over the Winter Street Bridge. This is the old Pennsylvania Railroad that ran north and south before the 1913 flood. If you look real close, there's some horses and a wagon crossing the bridge right there. So my thinking is this guy's going this way. But this is the line, part of the Delaware streetcar line that ran out East Winter Street, clear out here to Lake Street, and out to Greenwood Lake. But there's a Delaware dinky. I love that. I just love this picture because it not only combines railroad, but it combines the city streetcar. Just a great, great shot. This is an interesting shot too. This is obviously later. You still see the same building, but there's either a CD&M car or a Delaware Magnetic Springs and Ridgewood car. Obviously, there's some sort of parade going on. You've got automobiles. The street is paved. You can see the streetcar tracks. So, great shot right there. Okay. This is a Delaware Ridgewood and Magnetic Springs car, probably taken, my guess, over the Saddle River. You can see that everybody's smiling, they're looking out the window, the motorman is there, but you can see Ridgewood right there. It was on its way west to Ridgewood. Okay. Here is another CD&M car. These were typical of little sheds that were along the Route 20. This looks like Route 23. The line going parallel to Route 23. This is car number 52. And it was making a stop at this little station here. Where's Bill from Orange Township? He's here. There you are. Can you tell the folks about your story about one of these little shanties?
Well, the picture I gave here is a little stopping station down there. It's on Route 23, just right at the edge of Kingwood Cemetery.
Okay.
And South Orange Road there. And earlier, when they closed the track down, my dad got one of the little stations, and we had it for our house for years.
I love that story because that's ingenuity. It's using one of these little facilities that were along the interurban line and made it into truly a facility. So thank you very much, Bill, for sharing that. This is my favorite photo of all because this is where my office is today. This was the Smith Brothers clothing store at the northeast corner of Winter and Sandusky Street. This is looking down East Winter Street. There's a Delaware dinky car. There's no pavement. My thinking is it's the 1890s because there's no pavement on the street, but yet you've got an electric light up here. You can see the poles here. You've got electricity and so forth. But that building where my office is now was built in 1855, and it was a clothing store for generations. I remember that as a small boy, Blackbird. And before they moved over across the street on North Sandusky Street. But,
I don't remember that.
This is the old Opera House down here. That was an old opera house there. That story has been taken off that building. The Strand Theater will be across the street over here. But this is looking down toward East Winter Street. Here's another Ridgewood Magnetic Springs, Delaware Ridgewood Magnetic Springs car. You can see Ridgewood there. There's your friendly motorman and conductor posing by their car. Here is the famous Glenberry trestle that I talked about. Just imagine riding over that. It's swaying back and forth. If you're looking out the window and you think that car is going to tip right down over there. A huge, huge trestle. But that's the old, they say trestle near Flint, which is near Flint Road. And so that's it. That's a great shot of the Glenberry trestle. Here is a shot of the CD&M. I believe this was at Stratford. This is the bridge over the Olentangy River. And do you think that's a different?
I think that's the bridge over the Scioto Magnetic Springs.
The more I think about it, it's right because this is going straight. I think you're right. That is the bridge on the Magnetic Springs line.